guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience with the drug XANAX. I made a video about my experience with the drug zoloft, and the zoloft and XANAX are both used for anxiety, so I thought I would make another one talking about what XANAX was like for me and like the differences between XANAX and zoloft, because there are a lot of them. So I've used XANAX in the past for like situational anxiety, so like specifically I used it for flying. I was really scared of flying and didn't like tight spaces, so I would use XANAX for that, and XANAX works like almost immediately. You take it, you wait like 10 minutes, and you're gonna start feeling it. It's just a very relaxing, like, you really don't have a care in the world. I mean, yeah, you're very like giggly, very happy. You're not worried about anything. And yeah, like I said, it works like right away. And it lasts for 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, somewhere in there, just depending on you, really. But yeah, I was absolutely terrified to fly, swore I would never do it again, and so my doctor prescribed me XANAX. I took 1 milligram, which doesn't sound like a big dose, but it actually is. So usually they won't give you more than like 2 milligrams, because it's pretty intense. I mean, I was worried that it could like make my anxiety worse, or that it wouldn't work, and all of those worries were completely invalid, because it definitely did work. It did not make my anxiety any worse. It makes you pretty tired. I fell asleep. All the flights that I've used it on, I fell asleep after I took it. And yeah, and then with Zoloft, that is like a I don't know how you'd say it, but it's like a long period of time therapy drug. Like, you would not use that one day and then like call it good. That's something that builds up. It takes like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe more, to like fully get in your system and start working. So that's like the first major difference, is like XANAX starts working in like 10 minutes. Zoloft, you're gonna take it for a few weeks, you're not gonna really notice anything besides like side effects, and then you're gonna feel it kick in and start to help with your anxiety. And one bad thing about XANAX that I didn't know about until it happened, is there's this thing called a XANAX hangover, which it's pretty much exactly how it sounds. So like, you're gonna be fine, it's gonna wear off in like the 4 hours or whatever, and then you're gonna wake up the next morning and you're gonna feel horrible. You're just like when it happened to me, I thought I was getting really sick. I thought I had like the flu. I was really, really dizzy, really nauseous. I had like the chills. I was just not feeling good, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't think I'm sick, but it definitely feels like I'm sick. And then I started reading about it, and that was what it was this XANAX hangover that you can get. That only happened one time. I've taken it more than one time, so I'm not really sure if that's like it might just depend on the person how much that's gonna happen. But like I said, it only happened one time for me, so that was good, because it was not a fun time. Like I said, I was dizzy. I had to like cut my day short, couldn't go to work, and just kind of had to sleep it off. There's also another thing about XANAX that you might have heard, and that it can cause like memory loss while you're on it. And at least for me, that was very true. I would definitely not recommend driving on it or like doing anything important. I know some people get like nervous about like tests in school, or like interviews, or like big meetings or speeches or something. Like, don't do it. It's not a good idea, unless you already have a tolerance to XANAX, or benzos in general. I just wouldn't do it when you're doing something important. Definitely would not do it when you're driving. unless you know how you react to it. And in my case, I don't really remember any of the events like leading up to, like I said, I used it on a flight. Don't remember going to the airport. Don't really remember anything after taking it. And yeah, that obviously can be really bad if you're like driving or you're going to an interview. And also you're kind of just, like I said, you don't really have like any worries. So anything that like you might normally not say in a professional setting or something like that, you might just say it because you don't really care at that point. And for me, everything was just hilarious when I took it. So that really would not be good if I was going to an interview or something important like that and I'm just laughing the whole time. And back to the zoloft side, that does not happen. You're not going to get like the giggles. Your anxiety is not going to feel like it's gone like that. Like I said, it takes some time. I've never personally heard of anyone using XANAX like on like a, well, people use it on like a daily basis, but it does wear off like in a matter of hours. So I've never really personally heard of anyone using it more than once or twice in a day. So it's not like you're like on it for the full day. Pretty much, like I said, I just used it for like certain situations. So I personally wouldn't enjoy using that all day, every day, because you're not in the same headspace. You're very like relaxed and calm, which is good for certain situations, but if you need to get stuff done, you're probably not going to get it done because you are just so relaxed that it's like you just want to chill. You don't really want to do anything. So I would definitely use it again. Like I said, for like certain situations. Traveling obviously is one that I would use that for. I do think it worked really good. All the like worries that I had about it were pretty unnecessary. Like I said, it didn't make my anxiety worse, which like that may seem like a silly fear because it's for anxiety. It's supposed to calm your anxiety, but there are a lot of medications that can make anxiety worse, like just depending on like you pretty much and how it works and how you metabolize it. It can make your anxiety worse. I don't think that XANAX is one of those for like anybody really. It basically works by like stopping your brain activity, at least in the region that controls anxiety and stuff like that. So if it were to make you anxious, it's probably not XANAX that you're taking, or it's, you know, something else that you took, which is another thing. XANAX, because it works so well, is sold like black market style a lot, which like I got mine prescribed to me, so I knew what I was taking. The only thing I have to say about that is like, don't be an idiot and don't buy it from someone you don't know. Really just don't buy it unless you're prescribed, because chances are if you're not prescribed you really don't need it, and it's like not something that you should mess around with. You definitely should not drink on it, or do any other type of drugs while you're on this, because like I said, you don't care about like anything, so your decision making may not be as sound as it usually is. So yeah, get it from a doctor, take it as prescribed. Don't go taking like double, triple your dose because you feel like, you know, you're having a really bad day with anxiety and you just like need it gone now, because that's not a good idea either. You can black out from that, which like that should be enough to make you not want to do that. It's already probably going to make you tired, so if you just want to sleep it off, like you don't need any more than what your doctor says. Though if you are worried about the dose being too high, like I took 1 milligram and I kind of at first was like, damn, that's pretty high, because some people will go as low as like 0.25 milligrams or whatever. It is worth it to talk to your doctor about maybe taking half a tab or something like that, just to start and see how you react to it. But yeah, in a nutshell, XANAX is going to be for like immediate relief. It's going to last a few hours. it will do the job for you as long as you're using it appropriately and how it was prescribed. Zoloft is going to be for like long-term treatment of anxiety. It's going to help you get through like your daily life things. It's not for like flying or like big events that you're worried about. It's just for like normal daily go to work, go to school, go to the grocery store type of thing that is just going to help you alleviate some of that anxiety, and it's kind of retraining your brain to produce more serotonin that will result in you being a bit less anxious and even happier for the people who use it for depression and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope this helps.